Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. So I have just crossed the 50 number over my 100-day creative art project challenge. I can never get all those words in a string that makes sense. So anyway, this is my 100-day project challenge that I'm participating in. It's a worldwide event, and I'm so grateful that it inspired my creative practice this year, and it helped me to show you guys that you can have a creative practice even if it's just 10 minutes a day. And wow, have I benefited from this practice. So I just wanted to do a recap. Not a recap, a recap. It's just one of those days with my tongue and my mind. Anyway, a recap of what we've done up until this point, or what I've done up until this point. I'm a real Libra, so I tend to use the word we where I should use you or me or I. So I want to be inclusive, okay? So that's why that happens. So I have done these little numbers, and each of these little paintings that you see on this little beautiful piece of paper, I only spent 10 minutes on it. I must admit, on this first set I did do some stuff afterwards, but I did need for it to dry, you know. So I added some beautiful gold glitter to it because I felt it brought everything together for me. So this was the first 9 days of my 100-day art project, and then this was the following block of 9 days that I did. But I just quickly want to recap. Every 9 days I work with a different medium. So my first 9 days I used acrylic ink, and that was sort of my main medium that I used here. I did activate the page, the big A4 page of watercolor paper that I used as cardstock here, and you can see that in episode 9. And at the beginning of every sort of new cycle, I activate a new page of paper, just with some marks, charcoal, oil pastel, some watercolor, and then I let that dry, cut it up, and then I have these little cardstocks that sort of gives me a place to begin, so that when I get into my 10-minute mindfulness art meditation session in the morning, I don't have to scramble and think, oh my word, what am I going to paint? It's already on the page, and it sort of just allows me to respond intuitively. So my parameters of 10 minutes, limited time, using one medium, that already is a great restriction to really get your creative juices flowing, because you don't have to create off the ball. You really just have to respond to what is already on the little card and almost treat it like a coloring book in a way, and see what happens. Because after 9 days of working with a medium that you have chosen to work with and responding intuitively, I find that in the beginning I sort of ran out of time, and the design might have been a little bit more simplistic and not as complicated. And then towards the end of the 9 days, I'm sort of more confident with the medium and the time restriction, and they become a little bit more complex and interesting. And that's really, you know, worth noting how your creative brain is developed by responding and just not criticizing yourself so much. It doesn't have to be something specific. It can just be a response with color and line and form and your medium that you're playing with. And I try to do that as mindfully and as present as possible. I put on some meditation music for myself, and in the videos you can see I'm using a clock to time myself so that I don't really go over that time and begin to fiddle too much with it. So the second block of 9 that I did was done in colorful pencil. This is watercolor pencil, an ordinary pencil, And in the beginning it was a medium that was difficult for me to get into, but it turned out to be a beautiful collage, all done with color pencil, and that was quite a bit of fun. Right, and then the third set of paintings I did with gouache, and these paintings turned out to feel very earthy, almost like maps or aerial views of landscapes, and it had a bit of an earthy feel to it. You can see the colors feel very earthy, and I didn't plan for that. It's just how it arrived. This was quite a bit of fun. Now I've just finished 9 days of acrylic, and I've already got my little cards out here. Let's bring it forth and just show you. And it's a lot more colorful because in the beginning I sort of started with a primary color palette of just magenta, cyan and lemon yellow, black and white. And I did that for a few days, and then when I came back to my practice, I had already put out paint for my seahorse tutorial that I'm busy filming for my Patreons, and I didn't want to waste that paint, so I ended up finishing the 9 days with that paint in my wet palette. So do check out those little videos. I do sort of condense them a bit to sort of just really get into every brush mark that I'm making, rather than the time that I spent mixing a color and so forth. Here and there I did share a little bit of a gem with you guys, where I did show the color mixtures and how that sort of contributes to the little painting that I did. So without any further ado, it is time for me to sort of bring this collage together, and I've got here another piece of beautiful rice paper with some gold filaments built into it. I did realize today that this is my last sheet of this particular paper, but I do have ones that is beautiful, creamy, papery kind of beige color, also with a gold filament. So you might see that come up in our following series. So I'm just going to use my ordinary glue stick just to stick these gems down, and I just want to move them up a little bit so I've got some space here to rub some glue on it. Now, a simple way for me just to get to the middle of my page so I can start my little collage of, what is this called? It is a grit system or a grit composition, and that is where I bring these 9 little paintings together in the way that you guys have been seeing I'm doing, and it really goes beautifully into I wanted to say flame now because I see my flame here and I nearly put my paper in it. I wanted to say frame. They frame beautifully, and they can be beautiful gifts to friends. You can make birthday cards, greeting cards this way, or you can frame it and just give it to a friend as a birthday gift. I think that's really special, especially if you know what their color scheme is in their home and or in their bedroom, or wherever. If you're a good friend, you know what their house looks like, so you can choose colors and a vibe that maybe will go with their personality, or do it all for yourself. You know, it's okay to be selfish with your creative practice, so that's really cool. So I'm going to jump right in, get my print out here, and I'm going to start with a middle block because now I folded my paper. I know exactly where the middle is, and I just want to put on some glue and just get it into those corners and on the sides so I can press this little gem down so it can stick down beautifully. Right, so I've been really busy this week. I'm sorry if you guys haven't seen a daily video of late, and the reason for that is my art exhibition has started this week. So all of my free time the week before this week has really gone into preparing all of my paintings and my art for the art exhibition that is currently running at 28 degrees east here in Pretoria. It's towards the Roodeplaat Dam Nature Reserve, out on the Camille Drift Road in Leeuwfontein. Pretoria. So if you're in Gauteng or in the Pretoria area and you're watching this video and you want to see some beautiful art, do check out, I will put a link on this video so you guys can find it quickly and easily. And it is open every day from 10 a.m. or is it 9 a.m. I think it's 9 a.m. till about 7 p.m. And then on Friday evening they're going to be open until 8 p.m. and on Saturday they will start earlier. I think it's from 9 a.m. then to 3 p.m. and that's when the exhibition will close for this week. So if you are interested to see some beautiful art, there's some ceramics and sculpture, then do check this out. There is a pizza box there as well, and the owner of the venue, she makes amazing food as well every day. So there's a special menu set out every day that's available for takeaway or to eat in. They have beautiful fireplace inside the hall. So if it starts to get chilly at night, then it's nice and warm and cozy inside the exhibition hall. And so you can order some food, enjoy it with friends, and enjoy all of the beautiful art. And if something really speaks to you, buy the art. That's the whole idea, you know. Live with that art and just allow it to permeate your home with that beautiful vibe that you got. And every time you look at it, that art that spoke to you will continue to speak to you. It's there for a reason. So this is why I really feel there's a very, very big difference between, you know, buying a print of something, which is also okay. I mean, prints are just as beautiful, and I mean, I'm even planning to sell prints in the future. But there's something about original art that is just so powerful and profound, because you can really experience every brush mark on the canvas or paper, or, you know, the sculpture or the pottery. There's a texture to it. You can hold it. There's a presence to it. You can really feel the energy of the artist in the artwork. And there's something beautiful to behold when you watch, when you observe, is maybe a better word, you know, a collection of an artist, and you sort of see the whole story coming together through the series or the collection of their work. And it's almost like suddenly you get the whole message, you get the whole story and the vibe and how everything works together complementary in one shape or form. Even if it's just the style of the artist, is much more obvious when you see a collection of their work, especially next to another collection of another artist. And you can see, even if they painted the same subject, it will be completely different and personal. So I say that's like an artist's fingerprint. You are seeing a language through color of their soul. It is how they expressed their energy that they've been feeling and processing through their art. And the subject that they chose to paint is also important, because that's something that they're dealing with or observing in their world every day, and that is why they find inspiration in it and they are painting it. So it's really a personal journey, and it's something really beautiful to behold. And I encourage people as a creatively fit coach to get into their own creative practice. And then I hear a plethora, big word for me, of excuses coming up in your mind already. As I say, go have a creative practice, start one. And immediately a lot of you will say, oh, but I'm not creative, I'm not talented, I'm not gifted like you. And that's the first mistake we make. We tend to want to compare ourselves, and it's something that we pick up early on, maybe when we start to go into puberty. It's like all of a sudden we become reserved in our personality, and we start to compare ourselves with our friends and our peers and other people. And that's not supposed to be something that we're doing, you know, to compare yourself to others is like, I don't know, it's okay if it makes you grow, but most of the time we tend to sort of criticize ourselves and say, my art is not as pretty as their art, therefore I'm not good at it, and therefore I'm not an artist, and therefore I'm not. You can see how that whole negative stream of talking, self-talk, is starting to be activated, and you can find a gazillion reasons why not. You should start with a creative practice, because somebody else is always going to be better than you. But that's not the point. I think it's so sad that we have this competitive nature that's drilled into us, especially during school. Like, life is a competition. And it's not really. You should only be in competition with yourself. Because if you're in competition with yourself, then, that is what shall we call it? A worthy opponent, yourself. Because if you can become better than you were yesterday as a human being on this planet, and as an artist in your creative practice, forgive me, then that is a worthy competition to help you grow. But we tend to want to be set up against one another in our classroom setups in school. And even at work, we are always competing against one another. And I know competition can be an environment that helps us to grow and to try harder and to do better. But when it becomes self-limiting and damaging to your self-worth and your self-perception, then it's no longer a healthy competition exercise. So it must always be something that helps you to grow as a person and become a better person and become better at what you're doing. And I think if you challenge yourself, that is a good way to start. So a creative practice doesn't have to be shared with the world. So don't think, because I have a creative practice because it's healthy and it's beneficial for you, that you have to go on exhibitions, that you have to share it on social media. It's good for you to do, because I think our world is filled with enough negativity, with enough challenges and difficulties and traumas. So sharing your art is definitely going to affect someone somewhere, uplift their day, bring a smile to their beautiful face, and it will show that, in spite of all the darkness that we perceive around us because of what's blasted at us through the news and social media and what's happening in the world at the present moment, one can become so sidetracked and sucked into that drama, because currently it's really like a soap opera out there, right? To make conscious choice to restrict the amount of time that you spend in that negative vibration can only be beneficial for everyone. So instead of doom scrolling for another 10 minutes, why not take 10 minutes and dedicate it to your own personal creative practice and begin to uplift and feed your inner being? Because I promise you, there is a reward out of completing something like 9 days of 10-minute little paintings, and they come together in a beautiful collage like this. As an example, this is just my way, my idea, my sort of application of this 100-day project. It's truly liberating, it's truly empowering, it's a lot of fun. And I promise you, once you've done your first 9 days, even just the first day, you want to do more. And it becomes really empowering and supportive for your own mental health, emotional health, and physical health. I sleep better, I communicate better, and I have a place where I can go when I want to process a difficult or complicated day, to be very frank with you. So, here I have it. I think this came together rather beautiful, and I'm so proud of myself. Here I've got beautiful 4 stunning collage moments. I can't even fit it all into the screen here. That is frameable, something to play with, something to do. And for me, it feels like a huge accomplishment because I've gone over the halfway mark already at the time of this recording. So I think there's like 40 odd days left of my 100-day project. And I definitely think I'll keep going. Even when I finish this 100-day, I might just find something else to do and start another 100-day project. I mean, there is absolutely no restriction. And I do love sharing these little moments with everyone. And yeah, so do check out my other videos. Check out how I created each of these little cards. There is a video that goes with each and every single one of these paintings on my channel. Remember to subscribe and tell me in a comment below what you think of this idea and of my latest little collage number. And I would love to chat with you, so it's always welcome to just read a lovely comment on my video. And check out all of the links and descriptions in this video if you want to join my Patreon channel, where we are busy painting a seahorse. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful, and that is a journey all on its own. And I'm also planning to do future classes. In fact, right now I'm running a poll on my Creative Heart group on Facebook to see what my patrons and supporters want to learn next. I think the options are something like paint cactus flowers in acrylics, or do basics in acrylics, just what is acrylic paint, how to use it, what brushes do I need, that kind of stuff, how to get into it. The other poll is for watercolor, for the same basics in watercolor. And then the fourth option is, of course, to get into the next spirit guide animal painting after the seahorse. And I can't even remember. Oh, I chose an octopus as an option. It's not set in stone yet. So go check out my Creative Heart group on Facebook. Join us. It's always fun to join a creative community that is supportive and kind and caring, and will cheer you on your journey. And just participate in the poll and see, or let me know what you guys would like to learn from me next. And I'm happy to share with you guys and empower your creative practice going forward. So thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching this video. Please give it a like, hit that subscribe button, and share it with your friends and family. I mean, who knows how it can inspire somebody else out there. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye for now.